Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, Bensen.Creates. This is Benson, and this video is part of my series where I have been drawing classic tattoo art on my iPad using Procreate. So I wanted to do another time-lapse video, and this is obviously a ship with a rose at the bottom. So let's jump right in. As always, starting off with a pencil sketch. I wanted to start with a circle shape this time because I knew that I wanted a rope to encompass the design, and I looked at a few different reference images. It seems like ships are typically drawn either from this kind of 3/4 angle, almost front on, but you can still see the layers of different sails, or from the side if it's like a chest piece and you want it to be wider than it is tall. That's another common composition. This is my third time drawing a classic ship design, and so it's still a very new type of thing for me, which is why I'm making these videos, to keep motivating myself to keep drawing and learning. And as always, it has worked. I think I learned a few things from doing this piece, and there are probably things that I subconsciously learned that I'm not even aware of. So here I'm doing the line work, and the rope was really finicky. Luckily, I had some rope brushes in Procreate, and so I used those just to create a bit of a stencil that I could then trace, just so that the rope was fairly evenly spaced. And I still traced it by hand because I wanted it, as always, to have that more handmade, hand-drawn feeling to it. But it is sometimes useful to have those types of brushes that are almost like shape stamps, where it helps you with things like rope or chain or scales on a fish or a dragon or a snake. Those repeating patterns that it can be very easy to be inconsistent with in terms of spacing. I sometimes use those brushes, and let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to make my own versions of those, because that would be an easy thing for me to do. I think that I could put on my website as a free giveaway for anyone who's interested. And I wanted to mention that because I did just create a free brush actually that is available on my website for anybody who signs up to my mailing list. You will get a free watercolor texture overlay like the one that I have in this video that makes it look like real paper, as well as a new permanent marker brush that I've made that has like fuzzy textured edges to it that give it a really nice texture. And I want to also mention my new merch as well. Just a little plug here. My last drawing of the Battle Royale, it's going to be available on my website as a t-shirt with international shipping, so check that out. It's kind of my new little side project, doing a clothing line based on traditional tattoo art, and I'm calling it Benson Supply Co. And the slogan is "Tradition Never Fades, Human-Made Art," because we are entering a new era when it comes to art, and it's going to be very hard to know whether things are actually made by people or whether they're made by AI. It's already getting hard in a lot of instances, and so I think a lot of people, myself included, would prefer to support people who are actually drawing these things, genuinely, rather than just generating images and selling it on t-shirts or whatnot. So if that's something that you're interested in supporting, definitely check out my website. That's one option. Whatever, any artists who are doing real art, I think it's great to go support them, and I definitely appreciate it. So there's going to be more coming soon, but I just wanted to mention that. And if any of the designs of my videos are something that you'd like to see on a piece of merch, definitely let me know. That'd be awesome. I'm still quite new at this YouTube thing, so any guidance that you guys have as far as what you'd want to see is always very welcome, and I really appreciate the kind words that some of you have already left me. I've already made a few changes. As you can tell, this video doesn't have my head at the bottom corner, which makes it a lot easier for me to just do the voiceover, and I'm also making it a little bit shorter because I think that 15 minutes is maybe a little bit long, but let me know, maybe you prefer that. I'm trying to make this one under 10 minutes, so yeah, let me know which one you prefer. Anyway, I've done a lot of the shading in this video already, and there's not a whole lot to say about the shading stage other than the water, which was a new thing for me, really shading waves like that. And I think it really just comes down to looking at different references and seeing what types of shapes people use to make traditional tattoo style waves and where the shading is applied. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out, but I would probably try something different if I did it again, just to continue seeing what works best. But luckily there are so many people who have done these types of drawings before that there's a huge what would you call it, catalog of images online that you can pretty much find anything you want and see how other people have attempted to solve some of these visual challenges or problems that can arise in any style of art. So yeah, for the waves, basically, I just kind of kept the tops white, like white caps that you'd see in waves, and then just shade from the bottom up with a bit of a gradient to create a bit of separation between each of them. I think that the biggest lesson that was reinforced by me doing this drawing was the value of taking a big break in your drawing. So actually, doing it over the course of a few days, sleeping on it and coming back to it with fresh eyes, because you'll notice things that you just didn't notice while you were doing it. And especially if it's something that you're thinking of maybe tattooing on someone, it's good to have as many opportunities to look for little errors or things that you can improve. And fresh eyes are the best for that. So the sun behind the ship is an example of that. I changed it multiple times because it was just a little bit glonky looking. And I changed the background and I changed the clouds. And that type of thing is just something that is hard to do without some rest in between. So that's my piece of advice. I hope that's helpful for you guys. I just want to wrap it up there with a big thank you for watching. And I really appreciate the comments and the likes. And if there's anyone you think would like this video, please feel free to share it with them. As always, I encourage you to go out there and create something awesome. Have a great day, guys.